Welcome back to the 825 Technologies podcast. Today, we're starting with something right out of the gate that sounds straight out of science fiction. It's a nuclear battery that lasts 50 years. I'm here with Tim. And Tim, what can you tell us about this science fiction battery?
Oh, I mean, it's pretty incredible, Andy. A company called BetaVolt has developed that is calling it a BV100. This tiny 15 by 15 by 5 millimeter battery delivers 100 microwatts at 3 volts. It's pretty crazy.
Whoa. Whoa. So, like 15, that's smaller than a quarter.
Right?
Like, this is a small battery. That's insane. So it's nuclear. How does it work?
The BetaVolt claims that it's completely safe for consumers, but they're using a nickel 63 isotope at an energy source that decays to copper and then diamond semiconductor material as the converter. The construction is fascinating. They place 2 micron thick nickel 63 sheets between two diamond semiconductor converters.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah. No. So yeah, you got like your isotope, diamond converter, isotope, diamond. Okay, so that's how you're getting like energy out of this. Nuclear batteries, I guess, were around for a while. They've been like to space and stuff, is what they use different space missions. Are they safe for us normal people on Earth? That's the question, right?
The BetaVolt claims that it's completely safe for consumers. That's a good thing.
Ooh,
Unlike older nuclear batteries from the 60s that use materials like plutonium,
plutonium. Yeah, they did. Yeah, the plutonium batteries. Those were the ones.
this one won't leak radiation damage. It can be operated at extreme temperature between negative 60 to 100 degrees Celsius. Woo!
Wow.
That's some good temperatures there.
Yes. Yes. I mean, like what 120 Celsius is up in the 200 Fahrenheit?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wonder if your car gets that hot.
Ooh, that's hot.
Yeah, and the inside of your car, during the summer when you leave stuff in there and it just melts. You're like, how did
Oh,
that
I hate
melt? Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Who knows, right? So this is really cool. You got a super small battery. It performs in extreme cold, extreme heat. Where is this going to go? What are the applications for this technology?
Well, right now the power output is fairly low, but they're planning a 1 watt version in 2025.
Ah.
We could eventually see the aerospace equipment, AI devices, medical equipment, and sensors, drones, and robots. The BetaVolt is even suggesting future smartphones that never need charging. Hey, look at
What?
that.
All right. All right. Yeah, I mean, think
I'll
of,
take that.
wow. Yeah, that would be, even if it worked in tandem with like a lithium ion and the smaller battery trickle charged the bigger battery,
Ooh.
that could work too. But man, that would be wild. Yeah, you wonder if it would, you get it wet in water. What happens? Probably nothing because it's just
Hopefully.
diamond. Yeah, it's diamond and nickel. So I doubt much would happen to the battery if it got wet.
I mean, with the new casing and stuff involved, maybe more protection. I don't know.
That's true. So, I mean, for our clients, mobile device management, sensors, that's crazy. Say you've got a pump station and you want to measure flow rate. Now you could put out a sensor that 50 years, it just runs.
Jeez.
You don't need batteries. You don't put it on trail cams. You could remotely monitor. Wow. Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, mobile device management, it's the wave of the future. IoT, it's growing. If people are listening and they don't know, I feel it's incumbent on me to let you know that 825 Technologies helps businesses optimize these types of devices. So, this is it. We're on the cutting edge. We're telling you about stuff before it even comes around. And even, Z-Wave, or I know Unify is coming out with a new ultra frequency that'll travel a quarter mile. There's new Wi-Fi coming out that'll travel numerous miles and still
Always to
carry
the
it.
moon.
Yeah. So, this is the technology we love because it revolutionizes the way businesses run and operate and use their budget money and ultimately run more efficiently. So,
Mhm.
excuse me. Yeah. So good stuff
And
there.
then, yeah. Oh, something new. Amazon's last minute bid for TikTok. Ooh.
Oh,
Hmm.
yes.
Andy, there's been a major development in TikTok saga. Amazon
Goodness
has
gracious.
submitted a last minute bid for acquire TikTok just days before the April 5th deadline.
Yes, that is right. So, yeah, when President Trump supposedly has put another deadline out, it's hard to tell with all the noise that comes from the White House sometimes. But TikTok is supposed to, by April 5th, find a non Chinese buyer for the United States leg of that ByteDance corporation that runs TikTok in the US. So basically, there's some companies out there bidding. Amazon has joined this bidding war, which is a pretty significant development.
It certainly is. Amazon stock actually jumped 1.3% when the news broke. They're joining other potential buyers, including private equity firms Blackstone, which is considering partnering with ByteDance and current non-Chinese investors.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So President Trump, he has mentioned that he's been in discussions, which he discusses a lot.
He does
He
discuss
It's a
a lot of
lot of
money.
discussions there. And he's claiming there's four different groups for the sale. And I think probably expectations would be TikTok's future maybe today. What today's the third, Thursday the third. So yeah, yeah, I think the meeting's today. Hopefully they get something figured out. Who knows? Who are some of the other companies?
Other bidders include AppLovin, a group with tech giant Oracle. Even with Trump's approval deal, China will still need to sign off on it. Sorry.
Yeah. So you've got yeah, that's a it's an interesting app because I get the buy-in that people use it, especially small businesses. I don't know of any of our small business clients that use it, but some do, I'm sure, to drive sales. It wrecks adolescent brains. So there's a big negative there. It steals a lot of data. So that's a negative there. Cards on the table, I wouldn't be sad to see it go. I
Yeah,
mean,
a lot of people want it though. That's the thing.
that's true. That's true. I see so many people just like out in public, like, or I guess TikTok you swipe, right? Which way do you go on TikTok? One of them you
I
go
don't
on.
know. I don't use it.
I know, me neither. So I'm an angry old guy over here. No, I don't like social media. No, the reality is it's going to be what it is. Free market, hopefully, works out well. In the midst of a down market, I guess any good news might help reverse some things. So Amazon's up, that might be good. But who knows? It does remind me that data security is paramount for businesses. So if you are using TikTok, it's something to keep in mind. It is voracious devourer of your personal data. And so it's one of the good things that Bunker Cybersecurity does is we can help companies ensure that that data is protected regardless of what platform you're on, how you're using it, and can kind of help create some safeguards, procedures, and even, software rules to help prevent information getting out there that you don't want out there. Yeah. So keep Bunker in mind as you're looking at some security issues in your
Bunker,
company.
bunker.
Bunker. All right. So here's something cool too. Another little breakthrough, like a nuclear battery. We're moving into the stratosphere of where technology can take us. TSMC, which is a chip maker, a Taiwanese chip maker at that, they created 2 nanometer chip.
Ooh,
So
this is little.
previously we've been at 5 nanometers on most of our electronics. So we got a 2 nanometer chip. Tell us, what's the significance? Why does that matter?
Yeah, the TSMC recently announced their North American Technology Symposium that volume production of the first generation 2 nanometer chip is scheduled for the second half of 2025.
So here we
It's very
come.
tiny, very, very, very tiny.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, and we're already done with the first quarter, right? So at the end of second quarter, 2025, they're going to start producing these. What kind of improvements will this chip give us?
Yeah, compared to the current N3E process, the new N2 chip will deliver 10 to 15% performance increase at the same power consumption, or 25 to 30% power reduction at the same performance level. They're also aiming for 15% increase in the chip density. Ooh,
Whoa. Whoa. So it gives you two options. You can either have same performance and lower power, longer battery life, less power consumption, or you can keep power consumption the same and increase performance. Dude, those are big numbers. 15% performance increase or 25%. Think of that. Like your battery could last, instead of 10 hours, it would last 12 and a half hours.
Well, we'll take that percentage.
Yeah, yeah. So how would this impact like other ways too that it would impact consumer devices? What are some of those?
Well, likely you'll see these chips in the retail devices by 2026. The improvements mean thinner, lighter, and more powerful smartphones and laptops with better battery life. For AI applications, these chips will enhance training and inferencing, making AI faster and more accessible.
Ooh.
And they're also introducing something called nanoflex technology, which will allow the chip designers to mix and match different cell types within the same design for optimized performance or power consumption.
Whoa.
Hey-o.
This is big. I mean, this is one that you'll probably hear it first. This will be a game changer. I mean, when you think about IT infrastructure, a lot of the same chips that are in your cell phones are in different access points or even switches or cameras or door access readers. This is huge.
It is huge.
So it means if I'm looking to buy a cell phone, I should limp mine along until 2026, definitely.
Yeah, we'll just wait a little longer.
We're going to wait. We're going to wait on that. We're going to see how long it'll last. Man. So more efficient chips mean better performance, means less power. It means our clients could actually see cost savings on consumption, on heat, right? Because that's the other big thing in these servers rooms that you and I get into. Man, they are hot. You get 6 or 7 servers pumping heat out, and even some of the mini split systems can't keep them cool enough. So that could be a big jump.
Constant AC units running all the time, making it cold in the room. Look how much energy you guys are using. I mean,
yeah, which is a good time because I think President Trump also back in January announced a national emergency about energy prices. So that's good. I mean, we're battling all kinds of stuff here, and technology's helping us win that war. So that's good. Hey,
absolutely. Win.
We're doing it.
Win.
No, I could see actually, you got a 50-year battery that could run your smartphone, and now you've got a smaller, thinner chip, and you have flexible LED displays. Imagine you like pull an origami crane out of your pocket and unfold it as your phone. It's my crane phone.
1 second, we get this out.
Oh, yeah. No, that would be wild. But I do think that you'll start to see, well, last week on podcast, we talked about smart glasses, augmented glasses and stuff. We actually probably will see processors in those.
Oh, yeah. Especially how small the nanometers are getting.
Yeah. They'll put the antennas in there and everything probably, and you won't even have a phone. You'll just have a pair of glasses.
And then we could use the LTE to a different planet.
Right out to the moon.
There we go.
What's going on, moon people? What's the weather like up there?
I can see you through the other glasses out there.
Exactly. Man, it is like our kids are going to live in a world that we won't recognize. Like I can't even imagine. So
it was just like when we were talking about that movie last week.
Yeah. No, you're so right. All right. Last topic for this week. So you use Apple Health, don't you, Tim?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you got the Apple Watch. I've got Garmin. I use Garmin Connect. And both Apple and Garmin this week, Apple notably has this new project in the works.
Ooh.
And so what do you know about it?
Yes, it's called Project Mulberry. Apple's developing AI agent that can dispense health device integrated with their health app. Good to know. Good to know.
That's nuts. So how exactly is this going to work?
The health app would collect data from the device like iPhones and Apple Watches, and then the AI coach would offer personalized recommendations on fitness, nutrients, sleep, and mental well being.
Ooh.
They're training the AI using data from the doctors on staff and are recruiting outside specialists in the area like cardiology and nutrient.
Whoa. So
Hmm.
so Bill Gates stated earlier, or I think it was last week, he said within 9 to 10 years, most doctors and teachers would be replaced with AI. And that seems abstract to people. I think it's going to be quicker than that, honestly. And now you got Apple that's like, hey, we got this. We'll have these doctors, nutritionalists, and cardiologists train this data so that we can make diagnoses off of the device on your wrist that's monitoring you 24/7. Insane. So, yeah.
Mhm.
What are consumers thinking about this? What's the sentiment out there for AI health services?
Right. Well, according to the surveys by Deloitte and
I think it's Deloitte. Yeah. Yeah.
Carta Healthcare, many consumers believe that Generation AI could improve access to healthcare 53%
Ooh.
and make it more affordable 46%. Those who have used generative AI are even more optimistic about their potential benefits.
Man. So it's kind of crazy. So I've had this like weird virus cold. Like I got my vaccines, right? I got my flu vaccine and all that. And
Got my
I
shots?
think it was probably flu, honestly, from what happens. But somewhere in February, let's say I got the flu, I was vaccinated, it didn't come across as a flu. But, ups and downs, these cycles. I've been to the doctor a few times just to make sure, like, hey, I feel like I might have a sinus infection. And they're like, well, you're right on the verge. Here's 5 days of antibiotics, and you're like, 5 days enough? Anyway, they're doctors, they know what they're doing. So, over the course of these 2 months, basically, you get nickel and dimed with copays. And if you don't have insurance, my goodness, you would just be like, well, never mind. And the only reason I did this is because previously I got yelled at by my doctor of like, you need to come see us. We can help you. That's our job. Being one that I'm always like, I'm reluctant. Cross over 40, I start like, yeah, I'm getting old. I probably need to listen to doctors finally. So you've got this though, where there wouldn't be per se a copay. It's just saying, oh, you probably have a virus. Here's what you need to do. Or it's saying like, hey, Andy, you moron, you have sickness and you need to not wake up at 5 a.m. and go work out because it's going to be better for your body not to do that today. So this could be interesting. Or it would say, you ate a dozen donuts on Saturday morning. That's not good for your health, right? That might be some things that I didn't really eat a dozen, but I could if I wanted to, and that's what matters.
Right.
Yeah. Are there, do you think there's concerns like with people in these AI health services, like that it's
Oh, yeah,
AI?
definitely. I mean, it's a risk, including inaccurate responses or products not working as promised. Additionally, subscription-based models might have consumers pay extra for overlapping services they already have access through OpenAI and other platforms.
That's interesting too, right? So why would you? Because like I know with Garmin Connect that came out, you could pay extra and it'll give you insights, right? Like the Garmin product is still free; you don't have a monthly payment with it. Excuse me, but you do have to pay extra if you want the AI insights. So I'm like, okay, well, I already pay for Perplexity each month. Why would I pay an extra subscription to an AI model I already technically have access to? Yeah, I guess I guess one pro would be the data's already there, so I wouldn't have to like cut and paste data or anything like that. It's
Excuse me,
just
doctor. Me copy and paste.
right. Dr. AI, I have it, but
Excuse
let me paste this in from this other app.
me.
Yeah, that probably is not good. Would you use it? That's the big question, right? Like, would you use an AI doctor and let it write your prescription and make a diagnosis?
Oh, not now. I would wait for another 5 to 10 years at least
Yeah.
until we know AI is more ready,
Yeah.
because it's so new still.
I would let it diagnose certain things.
Right. Simple, but no,
Yeah,
we need a
like
procedure.
yeah. Like I would say simple things that would be interesting. And man, I just thought of another thing too. As I was like, well, like I'm having sinus pain, earache, like oh my shoulder hurts. It could probably prescribe PT and walk you through it instead of you having to go to a physical therapist. But the other thing I thought of too is it could potentially be able to make connections that doctors aren't now, because if you go to a doctor and you're like, man, my knee hurts, they don't look at it. They recommend you go to a specialist now.
Oh, yeah.
So if all of a sudden your primary care physician was a and it had access to all of that information through my chart or something like that, it might be able to make connections about like, oh, your shoulder hurts and you've got headaches and your blood oxygen level's been low. Let's get some blood work and see if your white blood cells are up because you might have a type of lymphoma.
No, it's true.
Where your primary care doctor might just be like, oh no, your shoulder hurts, you're fine.
You're fine. Put some duct tape on it.
Just ice it and take ibuprofen, you'll be fine.
And we'll
I don't
charge you
know why I went
$150
with
for
like an Austrian accent there. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger was my doctor. I'm the doctor, Nick. So, I don't know why I went there, but that would be exciting if he was your doctor.
that.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think he'd say if you walked in and you're like, yeah, I really think I need to lose a couple pounds?
Run to get to the chopper.
He'd be like, yes, Andy, you need to lose a lot of pounds. No, that's
Stop putting pepperonis on your pizza.
quit eating a dozen donuts. Oh, Arnold. I think probably he's the one person that's most imitated in the world right now.
Oh.
I would
Hmm.
guess. If you were like, what what percentage of people in the United States can do, different celebrities' accents? Arnold would be at the top of the list. Like,
Yeah, you would.
yeah, everybody has their Arnold. So, hey.
I was thinking Rocky, but
Oh, that's a good one too.
it would be a good one, wouldn't it?
Do you think we're biased because we're males and we like those like type of
Scream
movies? And
voice.
those were our heroes growing up in a way that we
That's probably we just grew up with those awesome movies.
yeah, we'll need to get a female to chime in on that. Like, yeah. Yeah, that's probably okay. Well,
Mhm.
maybe next episode. Maybe next episode we'll have a snippet of like, hey, what are the top accents for females to mimic? Top actors, actresses, whoever.
Yeah, Hector something.
Yeah. Well, before we get too far down the wrong path, let me just say this has been an interesting episode. We've gone from nuclear batteries
Mm-hmm.
to AI, health monitoring, and becoming Dr. AI. So we got technology. It's evolving at an incredible pace.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah. We'll be here to help our listeners make sense of all. If we get Arnold involved, not
Get Arnold in here.
Remember, whether you need support through our 825 technologies, web hosting, marketing through Sheepdog Design Studio, or cybersecurity solutions through Bunkers Cybersecurity, we got you covered.
We do. And until next time, thank you for listening.